Seems like it. It seems like it. Okay. Twitch seems to be fine. Let's just quickly check YouTubies. Once we're done checking YouTubies. Yeah, seems like we're okay. Streaming software. Can I change what game it is? Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everybody's having a good day and that everybody is, you know, off to a good start on their week. I'm still sick. So you're gonna hear me, sniffling quite a bit. I'm gonna try my best not to. I've got some lozenges to try to keep things a little bit more kosher as far as my sniffling and coughing goes, but I am still coughing up a storm, which really sucks. There's not much I can do about it, you know. You get sick, you get sick. Inuyugi, hello, nice to see you, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Let me just get live on TikTok, and then we'll be good to go. So, start. Auto shot. Gaming. Elden Ring. How was your weekend? I know it's already like we're well on our way to the week, but how was your weekend? All right, we're live on TikTok, so we should be good. So a quick update, not update, but like just a TLDR of what's been going on. I got really sick over the last couple of days, and and I started off with a lot of like nasal pain. Yes, I started off with a lot of like nasal pain and just like overall not feeling well. And then I ended up with like really bad feverish feelings, I guess. I felt like I had a big fever. I kept checking my temperature, I didn't, but I haven't had a fever in years, so there's a potential for like having gotten sick enough that my body doesn't react and give fevers as easily as it should. But anyway, so I was like that for a couple of days, and then not last night, but the night before, I was feeling a lot better. Still feeling sick, but a lot better. But then the sore throat went away, and I started to have like tingling in my chest. Then yesterday, as the day progressed, I started coughing more and more, and now I'm like full on coughing, which really sucks. But I'm not feeling as sick. I'm just tired from coughing so much, so it really sucks. Hello, Gina. Nice to see you. Welcome. Nautical Soap. Hello. How are you? S. Hello. Nice to see you as well. S. Was it you that asked when I was going to be streaming? I think it was you that asked when I was going to be streaming, and I said yesterday, but I was wrong. At work, we hired a new girl, and she is now covering my Friday, so I have Thursday, Friday off, which is really nice. But it threw off my whole, like, what day it was, and I was convinced that the day that I was asked when I was going to stream was already Monday, when it was actually Sunday. So I didn't stream yesterday because I don't stream Mondays. Yesterday was an insanely long day at work. Today's going to be a really long day at work too, but I need to stream now or else I'm not going to stream tomorrow because I'm going to be too tired tomorrow. And then I'll be back Thursday. And then Friday, hopefully I'll be feeling better by then. Oh, I'm trying to take like a lozenge, but this one doesn't have the numbing effect to get rid of the pain. Not the pain, the itch. Instead, I've got just a nice honey flavor in my mouth, which is delicious, but it's not what I was looking for. It's okay. We'll try to endure. All right, so we're going to continue with Elden Ring. Last time we played, again, it's only going to be about an hour and a half. Last time we played, all I did was level up and pretty much nothing else. We're going to continue to level up, and then we're going to explore a little bit. I think I'm like a level 7 or 8 right now, so I'm going to push to like level 10 to 12. It should be pretty quick because we're at a spot where we could just keep fighting the same guy and get quite a few runes, XP, and we should be able to level up pretty easily, so that's the hope. Nautical Soap, thank you so much. I don't know why it's not giving me the alerts. Gina, thank you. Overall, I'm feeling okay. It's just now this nasty cough, and this nasty cough is really frustrating. Okay, how about if I do this? Okay, there. Maybe that'll fix it. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. yeah, it's just this nasty cough, and now that I'm like coughing, I'm coughing up phlegm, which is a good sign. That means I'm getting rid of the infection. I usually get like really, really sick for about a day and a half, maybe 2 days, and then I tend to bounce back and I'm usually okay. I'm at that point now where I'm past the worst of it, but I had a really long day at work and coughing the whole time. I feel sick only because my body is just tired of coughing. Coughing constantly really sucks. I think it was a cold, nautical soap, because it didn't last as long as a flu would normally last, and my symptoms weren't really that bad. I had some sinus pain for like a day and a half, and then it just stuck in my sinuses the whole time. Then on the second day, it felt like a dry throat, but I have a CPAP machine, so I sleep with a mask on, and the humidity was set too low, and so, no, what happened? I had the mask on and I took it off because I couldn't breathe because my nose was stuffed up from being sick. So I took it off and I forgot to put it back on and I fell asleep with it off. And so this apartment's really, really dry. So I thought I just had a dry throat from having slept all night with my mouth open and not being able to breathe properly. And then it eventually turned into the cough. So I think it was just a really bad cold. It kind of went from a head cold down to a chest cold. But I should be okay. That's gross, nautical soap. That's gross. Although, funny enough, our society has this idea that the flu is when you're throwing up, and that's actually usually the norovirus, or like a 24-hour bug. But the actual flu is like a cold, but in much worse symptoms, and it usually lasts a lot longer. But it's very similar. Usually, if you're throwing up and stuff, it has to do with the norovirus. Ew, gross, nautical soap, gross. I'm glad she's doing good too. All right, so I guess we'll get started, and we'll suffer. I guess there's not much more we can do. So let's just do this, I guess. Okay. I gotta figure out a better composition for oh. Camera, I think is, yep. Okay. I don't know. Did the stream freeze? I don't know. Hello, Weewin, how are you? I'm feeling okay. Yeah, the stream is suffering. Give me a second here. Devontae, long time no see. How are you? I miss you. How are things? How has life been? Oh my gosh, long time. Long time no see. How have you been? Give me a second. I'm just trying to work out a setting to try to make things a little bit smoother here. My camera's like freaking out. So let's camera. You know what I'll do? Let's not use the background blur because Elden Ring tends to like kick my computer's butt. So we'll just not use the background blur. It has been 5 ever. How's life? Tell me how things are. Arnleg, hello, nice to see you. Welcome as well. Hope you're doing well. Okay. The stream should be unstuck now, right? The stream should be okay now, I hope. Dallas, hello, nice to see you. Welcome. Okay. Is the stream still stuck? It's still like stuttering a little bit, but let me see if I can just turn down the system a little bit more, maybe. Let's go to medium. Maybe medium will help. Okay, it says return to title screen. Let's just return to title screen real quick. Hello, Weewin. Hello again. Still practicing. Are you still teaching as well? You've been traveling a bit. Nice. Where have you gone? I haven't done much. I want to say that I think I had already moved from the last time we spoke. If not, I moved to a different city, which has been nice. Okay, now let's hope that the stream runs okay. I quit my healthcare work. I was in nursing school. I ended up having to drop out of that, and which really sucks because I was so close to the end. And then I went to work in healthcare and community care, and then I quit that about 6 months ago. Our government here has been really trying to cut our health system at the knees, and so the abuse was just too much, so I quit. Now I'm working for my brother, and life's been pretty good, pretty quiet. And I have hair now. Still no teaching position. I know you were trying to teach privately for a little while, but still nothing. Ugh. Being a musician sucks sometimes. It really, really sucks sometimes. Dougie Doug did make it not work. I mean, it was already kind of struggling, but he made sure that that struggle was ensured. For real, it really is. It really is tough being a musician, any kind of artist, really. You know, I stopped acting, and I'm hoping to kind of get... Oh, I forgot to call the doggies! I've been hoping to kind of get back into it. I haven't really. I did a few shows right before the pandemic. I auditioned for a show a few months ago, but I didn't get it because I looked too old. And the girl... So basically, I was going to be the lead. I was already cast, and then the director had to step back because the girl he had cast as my opposite dropped out last minute. And my character, she was supposed to be my love interest. And because she dropped out, he ended up casting a girl who was only 19, and she looked like a very young 19. And so he's like, you know, you guys just don't look believable. And the character, my character's supposed to be quite a bit older, like to the point where he's lied to her about his age. And I say my character as if I got the role. And but it was still too much, and I was just about to get my hair then, and so, you know, he couldn't see me as too much younger. So he ended up telling me that I couldn't get the role because it just wouldn't have been believable, which really sucks. But I'm hoping to audition for another show in the near future. But that's kind of, you know, it's par for the course. Being an artist can be really out of our control sometimes. Why are the doggies not helping me? The dogs haven't helped me at all. Giving me some pandas. Thanks, Nautical Soap. I don't know why the alerts aren't coming through. I tried changing the settings so it would... so it would tell me whenever I got anything, but I guess I didn't save it, maybe? Oh, crap. The spirit wolf things. We win. I'm dead. Okay, let's try this again. Something got messed up big time. Oh! Oh! He caught me somehow! Go, go, go! Run, run, run! Okay. Oh, whoops! Oh, that would really help if I did that. That would really help. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Over on YouTube and Twitch, I didn't have the game up. There it is. I didn't have the game up. I've been talking the whole time with nobody being able to see anything. They've just been hearing sound effects. Futurama, why are you telling me how to play the game? Don't you know that I'm trying to figure it out on my own? I thought that by swinging at the air, I was gonna win. Thanks for spoiling the whole game for me. How you doing? Merle, hello, nice to see you. Okay, you gotta give me a little bit of slack. Okay, I'm still sick. I can't think properly. Crap! Run! I'm getting arrowed in the butt. Okay. Okay. Stagger him! Stagger him! Yes! Just duck and cover. Duck and cover. See, when the doggies help, it actually works. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. He's done. He's done for. He's done for. Yes. Ginger, how you doing? Level 200. And I'm here trying to celebrate the fact that I am at level 8. 132. Holy crap. I've got a long way to go. I've got a really long way to go. Okay, maybe this one will help better. I don't have any cough syrup. The only cough syrup I have is NyQuil. I don't want to sleep while I'm trying to stream. Oh, weird. My gameplay is all cut off. Weird. Oh well. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, Devontae, I'm working for him. He pretty much quit streaming, not officially. He still will randomly go live. But he's pretty much quit streaming. He opened up a business as a contractor. And so I started working for him as a subcontractor. Mostly in maintenance and sanitation. So we do a lot of industrial cleaning, which is great because then I don't have to worry. Then I don't have to worry about management breathing down my neck or anything, and I get to work by myself. I work overnights, which kind of makes it hard for me as far as trying to stick to a schedule, because even though my schedule at work is really solid, trying to get my body to comply is kind of hard. There are many nights where I'll get home relatively early and I'll be laying in bed for 2 or 3 hours because I just cannot sleep. Which then makes it hard for the morning. Like last night, I got home almost at 3:30, but I laid in bed until about 5 in the morning. And then I woke up at 11:45. And I like to start at 12:30. So it was kind of a non-starter for me, waking up so late. So that part kind of rough. But outside of that, it's been pretty good. You know, I do my job, I get my paycheck. I've lost some weight because of it, which has been really good. But yeah, it's been fun. And now, so he's got a ton of contracts, so he's busy all the time. He doesn't really get a chance to stream or do anything fun like that because he's always running around, you know, dropping off invoices and dealing with broken machines and stuff. But my brother's always been very driven by having financial stability. Whereas I'm the opposite. I don't care about financial stability. I just want to show my art. And so he's happy because he's got that stability now, which is great. Thanks, Devontae. Yeah, it's been hard. At my biggest, I got to 224 pounds. And right now I'm bouncing between 189 and 190. Right in there all the time. Kind of depends on what I've eaten or drank before, if I've gone to the bathroom or not. And so I'm still in the process of losing weight, but 30 pounds is something that I can be proud of for sure. Leonardo, hello. Nice to see you. Welcome. Hashtag financial stability. Heck yeah. Okay, I'm not getting any alerts. I'm sorry, TikTok. Jesse, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. I do not know why I'm not getting any alerts on TikTok. That is really weird. The Darkest Fog, hello, nice to see you as well. I've played it a billion times, so I know all the XP farms and stuff. See, I don't know anything, Ginger. Even at this point, I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, alerts. They're on. My alerts are on. They're not sounding, though. Okay, hold on. We're having some issues here. No, don't record. Don't record. Stop recording. I don't want to record. Is it this maybe? I don't understand why I'm not getting any sounds. That's really weird. Maybe I could do this. Sound settings. Dominic, I am playing Elden Ring. I'm used to being invisible. No, I'm getting these really... Oh, that's why. That's why. Alright, that should fix it. Right? Haha! Is that fixed now? Give me a second here. Give me a second. Sorry, everybody. I'm on TikTok right now. Ha! It worked! It worked! Aha! Okay. We figured it out. We're good. It worked. Okay. Basically what I had done is I've been playing on my Quest whenever I'm feeling okay, and I have to change my sound manually. I'm getting a weird glitch where the sound doesn't change manually, so like the VR games will be playing through my speakers instead of the headset, and so I switched it over to the headset and I forgot to switch it back. So right now all the alerts were playing, but they were playing to my headset instead of to the speakers, which then meant I couldn't hear it. But we're good now. We're good. Thanks, Dominic. Ding dong, bing bong. Heck yeah! Thanks, Nautical Soap. I appreciate that. But yeah, at my heaviest, you know, I was 224, so I lost quite a bit of weight, Devontae, which is great. It wasn't on purpose either. It was one of those things where I went from a very, very sedentary lifestyle. You know, I was in nursing school, and I sat on the bus to get to school. I sat in class. And then once I stopped doing nursing school, I was working out in the community, which involved me sitting in my car a lot. And then sitting at clients' houses. Like I would go in, maybe do a 15 minutes worth of work, you know, changing them, bathing them, whatever. And then it would just be me sitting in the car or me sitting at their house while they slept. So I wasn't doing much physically. And then I'd come home and stream where I sat on my butt. And so there was a lot of doing nothing. And then I started working for my brother, and now I walk all night. And so I'm moving around all night long. So it's been something that I haven't done on purpose. Now, what I have tried to do on purpose is I've tried to reduce how much soda I'm drinking, because that was a big thing for me, soda and fast food. I was eating McDonald's like 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. Not because like I was obsessed with it. It was because I was out on the road all day, and it was just easier to stop there and grab something than to try to make my meals stay hot in the car. And then I would be eating cold food, and it was gross. So I wouldn't eat it. So I would eat a lot of fast food. I was drinking soda with everything. That's basically the only thing I drank. So now I'm trying to drink water as much as possible. I've gone down to having soda only at dinner, or like when I'm eating, and the rest of the time just pure water. So that's all helped. So it's been a bit of a struggle. It's been a bit of a struggle, but I'm glad that I've been doing it. Yeah, Nautical Soap. It was rough because I hadn't been very active. I went from not active to very active in a very, very short amount of time. My joints have been pretty rough. Oh, my gloves. No. Darn it. I pulled out my compression gloves and I didn't bring them with me. Buns, hello. Nice to see you. Yeah, sometimes everybody's on YouTube, Buns, and sometimes everybody's on Twitch. It kind of just, it's a random situation. You're suffering from the sedentary lifestyle. Yeah, it can be pretty rough sometimes, because it can be out of your control. And once you're in that lifestyle, it's very hard to get out of it. I'm still struggling with that. You know, like I'm very active at work, but that also means that I am very inactive when I'm at home, because I'm tired all the time now. Whoops. Get off. I'm inactive when I'm at home, which it's kind of hard to get out of, but I'm also very, very tired all the time. Oh. No, I wasn't in Toronto before. I used to be in Hamilton. If you're not, I don't know if you're Canadian or not, but Hamilton is like about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour away from Toronto. Dudes, get over here, man. He's gonna kill you. Oh, you know what? We're gonna start this again. Thank you, Ewan. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Devontae, that was it. And again, the cutting back on the soda and stuff wasn't really for weight loss. It was, I had like a while there where heart issues were a real concern for my doctor. You know, I have blood pressure issues for sure. I had heart failure as a baby. And so my heart rate is incredibly high for somebody my age and my size. And so the doctor was really concerned that I was having some major issues. And so part of it was me just trying to kind of deal with that. And then, what the heck? Attack me, dude. There we go. And then I was having some issues with my teeth. I've always had really, really healthy teeth. Mouth hygiene was kind of a big thing for my parents, so I've always had very, very, you know, good teeth. I've never had major issues. I haven't had a cavity in years. But in the last few years, you know, I fell into drinking a lot of soda, and a big part of that is Alana only drinks soda. She refuses to drink anything else, so that's pretty much the only thing we ever have at home. So it's kind of just easier for me to drink that. And so I was having some toothaches, and so I tried cutting back on the sweets. Oh, I died. I tried cutting back on the sweets specifically to try to avoid anything from happening. But that was the main reason. It was never anything to do with like, oh, I want to get thinner. But as a result, I got thinner, which is nice. The Dark, hello, nice to see you. Pride and Prejudice, hello. That's pretty much what I did last stream. Pride is just farm the runes in this section a million times. I only got up like 4 or 5 levels, but still. Pretzel, hello. I'm doing okay. Still feeling under the weather. I'm trying really hard not to like booger all over the place on camera. And I'm trying, oops. Oh! And I'm trying really hard not to cough. So if you see me playing with something in my mouth, I've got a lozenge in there. I'm pretty much going to keep them in my mouth the whole time to try to not cough. Because I'm getting into like really bad coughing fits. I also took a COVID test, don't worry. I'm okay, you're not going to catch it virtually. But yeah, outside of that, I'm doing okay. Oh, I'm going to die. I'm not paying attention. Thank you, Devontae. And thank you. I'm going to be replacing it soon. So I have to keep bringing it up because Devontae hasn't seen me in a long time. We haven't spoken in a really long time. For those of you on TikTok, Devontae is on Twitch right now. One of my like OG moderators. Has been a friend for a really, really long time. So, they haven't seen me with hair. Basically, I did a deal with a company called Lord Hair, and they sell men's hair systems. It's basically like the evolution of the toupee, of the wig, whatever. They use real hair. They have like, it's like a thin fake skin that you put on and semi-permanent. So like it gets put on and it just stays on. And then every few weeks I take it off, shave my head and put it back on. So it's like I can shower with it. I could be out in the rain with it. Technically I could swim with it, but the chlorine can wreck the hair. So I got in contact with them. They sent me, product so I can kind of like show it off to people and talk about it and stuff. I make videos for them, which is great. But I tore this one a few weeks back. And so here, you can't see it on camera because I've worked really hard to like fix it, but it actually sticks up straight. Like I've got like a full cowlick going on the side because of the tear. So I fixed it and it's on, but it's, you know, as soon as I go to take it off, I got to take it off in a few days to shave because it's been about 3 weeks. It should last 6 to 8 weeks, but I tend to sweat a lot and the glue is already starting to kind of loosen up and leak on the sides. So I got to take it off and shave my head. But I've got a bit of a cowlick going on, so I contacted them. They're going to send me a new one. I'm actually going to go for a bit of a thinner hairstyle. Not hairstyle, but hair thickness. This one was a little bit too thick. This was what my hair was when I was fully headed. But I'm older now. My hair is definitely, would have been thinner anyway. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a thinner system just so it's a bit more natural and it meshes a little bit better. But I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Mr. FOV, how you feeling? How are you? I have no idea, Pretzel. I've lost count. I'm going to say probably around 30 or 40 by now. Yeah, I'm not sponsored, although it'd be really cool right now that I'm sick. It's Cepacol. It's like a cough drop. It's like a Halls, but This one in particular doesn't have it, but a lot of these have like a numbing agent that you can feel, and it actually like numbs your throat so you don't cough. But this one doesn't have it, and I'm really disappointed by it. But this one is good for sore throat and blocked nose, but now my nose is running, which kind of sucks. Thanks, Pride. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty accurate. Like, my hair is like this. This was my hair before I started losing it. I never had this hairstyle, but this was the thickness. This was the style, like the actual hair itself. It was exactly like this. The thing is, now that I'm older, it has thinned because everybody's hair thins naturally as you get older. So when you're face to face with me, there is a slight difference. What's helping is that the sides are so short that it looks more like an undercut. But there is just a slight enough of a difference that you can see my scalp pretty easily here, and you can't see my scalp much here except for like right at the crown of my head. So it's just slightly off enough, especially if I don't style it. If I don't style it, if like yesterday I just showered and I blow dried it, like I put oils in it and stuff and just left it to dry, it was really obvious because it was very, very thick and the rest of my hair looked very thin. And because it wasn't styled, it kind of like clumped a bit more. So it was much thicker looking. So I want to go for a little bit of a thinner style. I think this was 90% density is what they call it. I'm going to go down to just 80%. So it's just going to be a slight difference, but enough that it should make it blend a little bit easier. I still have to grow out the sides a bit more. They said about 6 to 8 weeks before it's actually like blendable. And so the guy that's going to send me the backup piece, he said he's going to be on vacation for the next couple of weeks. I've had this one for about 5 weeks. So by then it'll be pretty close to 8 weeks. And then I should be able to go in and get it restyled and reblended, and then it should look really good. But yeah, it's really, really hard to tell that it's not real, even close up. I had a heart monitor put on about 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, I had a heart monitor put on, and the girl was putting it on. She was face to face with me, and we were talking. And then I told her, she's like, "Well, how's your week been or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh, it's been pretty stressful. I'm like, I'm learning this whole new thing with the hair system." She goes, "Did you get hair surgery?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "It's a wig." And she's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Yeah." And so once you pull it back enough, you can really see it. But just looking at it, she goes, "I can't tell." She goes, "I can't tell at all." That's why these are different than toupees. Toupees tend to be like the rug that you just kind of stick on your head and it's very obvious. These try to go for natural as much as possible. And like even at the crown of my head, if you were to look down from the top, it looks like you can see my scalp, which is great. Now this is so thick that it's harder to see my scalp. That's why I want to go a bit thinner so you can see my scalp and it'll be a little bit easier. I'm also going to change the way that I apply it because right now this is applied with tape. The downside to tape is that it's a bit thicker and a bit shinier. And so the front hairline is a little bit more obvious because it's just slightly shinier. With glue, you don't get the shine and it's much thinner. So it actually like sticks and it can look just like natural hair. But with glue, when you sweat, it kind of comes out with your sweat. And so you can get sticky forehead and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like tape all of it except for the front line. So that way the front line can look natural and the rest of it can be taped on and it's secure. It's a pretty cool experience. It's been really cool to kind of see myself with hair again. And I'm used to it now. The first little while was a little bit weird seeing myself with hair. Hell yeah, Elden Ringy. Thanks, Pride. I appreciate that. The Dark, I'm doing okay. Jack, how you doing? Welcome. You've been there a couple of times. Yeah, it's I've been pretty happy with the way my hair looks though. So they're going to be releasing my video soon. I'll share it with everybody once it comes out. But they recorded the whole process of them shaving, applying, and everything. And even when you get my result, there's like almost a numb look on my face. Like I'm looking at it and I don't know what to feel. And I haven't watched the video all the way to my reaction because I'm scared to see my own reaction. Because I'm afraid that it came. So I'm on the spectrum, and so I have a hard time kind of understanding how to show my emotion in a way that people will understand and to understand other people's emotions properly. I'm good at analyzing them, but I'm not good at always picking up on them. And so I'm worried that the way I reacted was like I hated it, and I didn't. It was such a big change that I didn't know what to feel. When I was when he finally revealed it to me and I saw it, like I got to watch it the whole process, but once it was styled and he's like, there, what do you think? I didn't know what to feel. Partially because I've been without hair for 10 years, or with really, really like thin hair, short hair for 10 years. And for about 5, I was pretty much buzzed or right down to the skin. And so I haven't seen myself with hair in years. And so when I saw it, it wasn't like, you know, when it slowly grows in, you kind of get used to it. It was no hair to hair. And so for me, it felt like I was just kind of sitting a clump of hair on my head. And I didn't know how to feel about it. When I got home, I took a couple of pictures because I needed to make a video for them. And I did a video. When I looked at it in the video, I was like, okay, no, that looks really real. It doesn't look artificial. But it took me a couple of days to kind of get used to it, because every time I'd see my reflection or like I'd walk by a mirror, it looked like I had something sitting on top of my head, not that it was part of my head. So it was very overwhelming. Then about 2 or 3 days in, I got a feeling of like I had found myself, which was something I didn't expect. I had read a lot about it. You know, a lot of guys that go through a phase of excitement, and you see a lot of videos of them crying and freaking out. I didn't get that. And then they go through a phase of regret because they feel like a fraud. They feel like they're faking. They feel like everybody knows. I didn't feel that either. Instead, I went through, I don't know how to feel because it's such a big difference, to I found myself, which is something I didn't expect. I thought I was going to feel either depressed about it or very emotional in the sense of like, you know, I missed my hair or whatever, but it wasn't that. It was more like before I had my hair, when I would look in the mirror, I knew it was me, obviously, but it didn't feel like me. I never felt like not that I was ugly. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how to word it, but like I never felt that I looked good, if that makes sense. The best way I can describe it is like when you get out of bed, whether you shower in the morning or not, but when you get out of bed, you look a certain way. And then when you're ready to go out, you look ready to go out, almost clean or like shined up. I never had that. It was, I'd get up and the way I looked coming out of bed was the way that I looked when I was out all day, because I had no hair. It's just the way that I looked. The best that I could ask for was that like the bags under my eyes would stop, because, you know, I'd be really tired and then I wouldn't be tired. But I didn't feel like I actually looked like I had gotten ready for the day. When I would go to auditions, even though I didn't care, I felt fine not having hair. It was, I didn't feel not confident. It's just that I felt like my inspiration wasn't there. I didn't feel that kind of like almost like confidence, but not confidence, because I felt fine. Like I said, I never felt self-conscious walking around with no hair. It was just, I felt like I couldn't shine, I guess. And so when I started getting hair, when I got the hair and I'd get up in the morning, I have bedhead and everything, and then I go and I shower and I do my hair, and now I feel like I'm ready for the day. And so I can look in the mirror and be like, yes, I look good for the day. And so that was the difference. And now I feel confident to take pictures of myself. I want to go audition for things. I don't worry about walking into a room and whether or not I look okay. Because even when I'm having a bad hair day, I still feel better than when I had no hair. Right before I got the hair done, I had to grow some of it in so it would blend and stuff. And I had an audition that I was just talking about a few minutes ago. Sorry, I'm not reading chat. I'm just trying to get the thoughts out before I lose what I'm trying to say. I went into an audition, and there was a few familiar faces. And then there was, you know, a bunch of people that I hadn't seen, but I hadn't auditioned since before the pandemic. And even before the pandemic, I had done 2 shows in a row. But before that, it had been years since I had auditioned. So I felt off, right? And I've done a bunch of shows, and ever since I started losing my hair, I never felt the joy of performing. I guess I was always just self-conscious that I didn't look good enough. And so I went to this audition. I walk into the room, and one of my ex-girlfriends was in the room. She and I broke up because she was cheating on me. I found out she was cheating on me on my birthday. And we broke up on my birthday. And so it was one of those things where she's like, I want to be with you. And I was like, well, then you need to stop talking to this guy. I didn't know that they were cheating officially at that point. And she's like, well, no, he's a good friend. I don't want to cut him off. And then she admitted that they had been sleeping together and stuff. And so it was like bad. So I walk into this room, and there she is. And her mom is there. Now, her mom, Nothing against religion. I'm Catholic, technically. And there's some denomination of Christianity, and she was trying to guilt me into getting baptized because she said my baptism was no good. So it was just very judgmental. The whole family was just very judgy. They were also very wealthy, and my family's never been wealthy, so there was kind of that factor as well. So I walk into this room, and they're both sitting there, and now I'm trying to grow my hair back to have the system put in, and so the baldness is much more obvious at that point, because you can really see that I've got no hair on top, and that I've got hair, but it's very, very thin, and that I've got hair on the sides. So I feel bad, right? And then I audition and I don't get the role because I look too old, and so it's like all of that didn't feel good. I don't have any feelings for her. It was just more of the, you know, if you go through a bad breakup, you always kind of hope your ex just like let themselves go and they look terrible because you just want to feel better about it. I was that ex that let themselves go and look terrible, even though it wasn't that I let myself go. It was just I lost my hair. There's nothing I can do about it. Now I could walk into that room and feel 100% confident in that room. That finding myself that way has been life-changing, something that I didn't expect. And I think a lot of people have this misconception that I'm doing it because I want other people to think I look good, or that I want, you know, women to pay attention to me, or that I want other guys to kind of respect me more. But it had nothing to do with that. It's more of the, I want to look in the mirror and that's who I am, right? I would look at pictures of me from when I was younger, when I had my full head of hair, when I was acting, when I was on stage, and that was me. And then I'd look at pictures of myself even 6 months ago, and it's like, that's not me. I know it's me, but that's not the guy that I was. That's not the guy that I see when I picture myself. Now I look at myself and I go, that's me. And I look at pictures back then, and it's like, that's the same guy. Whereas I'd look at pictures of me with no hair and before, and I'd be like, how did this happen? And that was something I didn't expect to feel, which was a bigger difference than I ever thought it would be. I never thought that would be what I would be feeling. I thought I'd be like, I'm going to feel more handsome. I'm going to feel younger. It's like, that's none of, yeah, I feel more handsome because like I said, I can make myself look better. As far as like, I've done my hair and I've got a good hair day today. And when I put an outfit on, it looks good. But I don't feel like I'm any more handsome. It's just given me that extra kind of spark in feeling like myself again, which is really weird because I'm still much heavier than I was when I was at the peak of my acting. At the peak of my acting, I weighed like 135 pounds and I'm at 189 now. And so like, that's 50 pounds more, but I feel better now than I did without hair at this size. And I feel a million times more confident than I did back then. It's a really weird feeling that I can't describe unless you're in it. And so the reason I'm more open about this is because I know there are guys out there that are losing their hair or have lost their hair and get made fun of for it and are looking at hair transplants. And hair transplants can work for some. They don't work for everybody. And I don't want guys to be disappointed if they get a hair transplant and then 6 months later they need to do it again because they're losing so much hair so quickly. And this is an option, and I want to show people that this is something that can be very natural looking, and it's not something to be ashamed of, and it can help you kind of have that little bit of yourself back, which is really cool. It's a really, really cool feeling. Like I said, I don't feel ashamed of it. The only part that I feel not ashamed of, but like I ever feel self-conscious about is like if, you know, it starts to fall apart. I don't want it to look bad. But that's expected with these, so... But it's cool. It's been a really cool experience. It's been a cool process. Colitis Kid, hello. Nice to see you. Yeah, we got to stick around for all the lore. Lady Seaflow, long time no see. How are you? How have you been? You grew your hair too? Yeah, you had really short hair for a while, right? Yeah, and again, it's a choice, right? Like, and that was one of the reasons I did this is because I knew that I could take it off and shave my head again, and I'd be right back to where I started, and it wouldn't be a big deal, because thankfully I have a decent shaped head, and shaved doesn't look bad on me. You know, I think I look fine with a shaved head. I just prefer how I look with hair, because one of the things that I tell people, because they're like, oh, just be confident with no hair. It's like, no, I'm fine with no hair. I genuinely enjoy doing my hair. I enjoyed doing my hair. Before, I used to spend up to an hour in the bathroom, you know, when I was a teenager, when this was in. I used to like individually spike my hair, and I would try new haircuts, and I would watch videos on how to style hair and all that kind of stuff. Nautical Soul, thank you for the GG. And so I did all that kind of stuff, right? And so I enjoyed it. That was something I actually really liked doing. And when I lost my hair, I couldn't do it. And that really sucked. That really, really sucked. Nautical Soap, all the ding dongs. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nautical Soap. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lady Seaflow. Trips people out, but it's your choice. Exactly, right? It's about what you want to do. It's how, and you look good with short hair. I want to say I've seen, they must have been older pictures because it was at least a year ago that I had seen it. It was a TikTok of you with longer hair. And yeah, you look good with long hair too. You're just like you're a very attractive person either way. And so like, well, why not mess around, right? Like I was always of the thought until I lost it because, oh, if I knew it, I wouldn't have done it. But I was always of the thought I'll just do whatever I want with my hair because it'll grow back, right? I was never scared of anything as long as I felt okay with it. But having hair back has been really nice. It's always been really nice. Yeah, Nautical Soap. Preston, hello. I didn't even see that you were there. Thank you, Preston. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to go for a little bit of a thinner system this next time around. The guy's going to be away for the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to go with a bit of a thinner system to replace this one just because I tore it. But I love it. I love it. People tell me I look younger with it, which I'll take any day of the week. Cause if there's one thing that's killing me is getting older, only because I don't feel older in my mind. But I feel more refreshed when I look in the mirror. I feel refreshed. Even when I look at older, like, look back at my streams. And like today, I'm tired. I know I'm going to look back and I'm going to see myself and I'm going to look tired in the video. But I still look tired right now. I still look better than I looked when I was fully energized without hair. Because with no hair, it's like a trick of the eyes. There's nothing else to look at except for the flaws on my face when I was completely shaven. Now that I have hair, it kind of softens the flaws in my face. So having bags, being tired doesn't stand out as much, which is really nice. This has also motivated me to start taking care of my skin even further than I had been. Like for the last year, I've been trying like acne treatments and stuff like that. But like now I'm using like hydrocolloidal patches at night and I'm moisturizing my face and I use cleansers every day, twice a day. And, you know, I'm doing acne treatments and I'm doing rosacea treatments. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff now, all because I have hair and I just feel more motivated to take care of myself, which has been a really weird thing because I never let myself go, but it was just something that I was like, I'll wash my face, no big deal, that's it. But it's like, no, now I'm motivated to do more. Obviously, a lot of it's out of my control. The acne that I have, everything I do seems to not do much, but I'm doing everything that I can. But that in turn is making me more motivated. Like I'm trying to see about getting back into auditioning and just like, and not even like auditioning to become an actor, but but auditioning more in the sense of just being able to have something to do, a hobby, sing, dance on stage. You know what I mean? Money Funny, hello. Yeah, no backseating. You got to take me out to dinner first. Yeah, Nautical. So I think a lot of us are critical of ourselves physically. Unless you're narcissistic, most of us can be pretty critical of ourselves. You know, there are people that are very confident in themselves, but we still criticize ourselves over really stupid things that nobody else notices, right? There are a lot of things that we will beat ourselves up for that nobody else notices, nobody else cares about, right? TikTok is very quick to point out things that other people will notice and do notice, and that can make it harder to have self-confidence. You know, like I have this scar on my nose. I've had it for years, and I always get somebody that'll come and make a comment about it, as if it hasn't been, 20 years that I've had this thing on my nose. But yeah, we can be pretty critical of ourselves. And the thing is, I try to be very realistic about the way that I look. I try not to be delusional either way, like delusional in a good way or a bad way, right? Like I don't sit there and say I'm super handsome. I also don't sit there and say I'm super ugly. But I do know that I'm average, right? I also know that I have big bags under my eyes. I know that I have a bunch of scars on my face. I know I have acne. But it's just nice to be able to look at yourself and not concentrate on those things, which is really nice. Just that little peace of mind can make all the difference. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, people do suck. Yeah, Preston, I'm hoping that I can kind of find that again. I've been having really, really bad hip pains. I'm actually supposed to get some x-rays for them, but I haven't gotten around to it. I'm having really bad hip pains, and I have really bad trigger finger in this hand. And so my hands are really weak, but I'm trying to ease into it. I'm trying to work harder at work, like move faster, so I can kind of help with at least a little bit of cardio that way and kind of ease myself into it. But I do want to get back into working out a little bit, not to get like fit, but to get some energy back. If anything, I kind of want to get back into musicals in part for that, so I can get back into singing and so I can get physical again. You know, GCP is full of drama and it's very high school and stuff. But at least when they did big musicals, it was very physical and it pushed us hard. And so I'd like to get back in with them to at least kind of get into that routine again of being physical every day and maybe find some of that fun again. And then maybe that'll get me back into getting fit again. Because I've kind of set my mind that I'm not going to try to pursue any like serious acting for a while. You know, maybe in my 50s I'll try again when I'm older and closer to retirement. Then I can start playing like the dad characters and stuff. But I would like to get into at least some community stuff just to get back into that practice of being physical again and see what happens that way. I did ride the horse thing past the giant, but I didn't know what to do. I never know what to do. You want to do voice acting? Oh, Nautical Soap. I've wanted to do voice acting for so long. Voice acting has been one of my dreams. It's very, very, very competitive in general, but it's even more competitive in Canada because there's not a lot of opportunities for voice acting in Canada. But that would be something I would really love to get into, is some voice acting. Yeah, you didn't know? I didn't know either, Gina. I had seen it. I had met a guy who had it, and his was so severe he had surgery, and his locked fully all the time. Mine doesn't lock all the time. Mine only locks if I fully bend my fingers to their maximum. If they're bent to their maximum, then my fingers lock and I can't get them back out. Unless I pop and it hurts, or I physically pull them apart, which really sucks. But mine, thankfully, isn't congenital. It's because of the work that I do. I push my hands too hard, and so the tendons have swollen in my fingers, and then they kind of lock up when I bend them. Yeah, Preston, I would love to get into some stuff. You know, like I said, I've given up the dream of becoming a professional actor or anything like that. But even just doing it as a hobby at like a community theater. But I want to do bigger productions, right? Like, I like Fire Hall, and I would love to work at Fire Hall again because they were awesome every time I've worked with them. But I want to do big productions like A Chorus Line, like Grease was, you know, like 20 people and a big band and all that kind of stuff. You know, I'm happy with the work I'm doing and with the living that I'm making, so it's not like I'm driven to try to make it into a job. But I miss the excitement. I miss the learning a new song and hearing the band for the first time and putting a choreography together and all that kind of stuff. I also miss socializing. I'm not good at socializing, but I do miss having somebody to talk to, period. You think it'd be fun? Yeah, I think voice acting would be fun. It's tiring. I've done some voiceover work. Never like characters or anything like that. It was one of those stupid Nautical Soap. It was one of those stupid videos. I don't know if you've ever had a job like this where they make you watch like the instructional videos once you start working there. It's usually something you have to watch like within your like training week, where you sit down and they're like, welcome to the family. Being part of Walmart is where you're going to be part of a family for the long run. You have every chance from starting as a cashier to making it all the way to management. You can make a full life here. But let's talk about a few things you need to watch out for. I've done stuff like that. I actually specifically did it for Spanish. Translations. It was for a construction company in Texas, and they were teaching you how to use like all their equipment, like the lawnmower and the weed eater and all that kind of stuff. And I had to do that in Spanish. But what really sucked is the guy who wrote the script learned Spanish but wasn't a native Spanish speaker. So some of the sentences were clunky, and some of the words I had never heard of. And when I asked my parents, because like I grew up here, I speak fluent Spanish, but there are still words that I don't really know what they mean, or like I've never heard because it's not a common word in our dialect, but it is a known Spanish word. So I'd ask my parents and they'd be like, I don't know what that is either. But I did one for one of those, and it was fun, but it was exhausting. It was about 5 or 6 hour sessions, and I did it about 5 times. And by the end of it, my sinuses hurt, my throat hurt. I felt physically exhausted because it's draining having to sit and talk to a microphone for hours on end by yourself in a room. It was interesting, to say the least. Oh crap, I didn't mean to eat that. Well, we'll see what happens, Preston. Right now, this is all talk. Right, it's talk like it was that one time that you came over. It's all talk. I haven't really put anything into action. Like I auditioned for Fire Hall. That didn't happen, but it was before the hair and all that. They are supposed to be doing a show. Somebody kind of whispered in my ear that they're supposed to be doing a show, and it's going, whoa, who are you guys? And it's supposed to have a lot of like ethnic characters. And they've basically got like Allison and Ron. And so they're like, you need to audition. You need to audition. At the time, I was kind of like, I don't know. Because I didn't really want to work at that theater. It's self-consciousness, right? Like, you know, Diane works there. I don't really want to have to face Diane, who's so gossipy. And, you know, that means Megan goes to everything. And she's going to run to Megan and be like, look how terrible he looks. But now I'm like, no, I don't care. Yeah, I've gotten fatter. Whatever. Everybody gets fatter as they get older, unless they're actively trying to maintain their weight. But now I don't feel like I look terrible anymore. So it's like, now I'm not worried about that anymore, whether or not I run into her. But I had heard that they're looking for like ethnic actors. So I got to contact them again and ask when the auditions are to see if I audition for that. That'd be really cool. Yeah, nautical soap. I do the same thing. There was this, there is a video that I saw recently, actually, where this guy brought this up. I never thought of it. That it can be one of the I can't remember what it's called. Not a tick. I don't remember what the word is, but one of the things that like you do all the time to kind of a stim. To do voices. And one of the things that I tend to do quite a lot all the time is I talk to myself, but it's not like I'm having a conversation with myself. Like I'm not sitting there going, oh my God, I can't believe that's happening. Yeah, but stop thinking that way. No, but I can't stop thinking. It's not like that. It's more like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm going to drink this coffee. It's going to be so delicious. Oh my God, I love this coffee. What's wrong with me? And I'll break into random accents. They're not always good accents for sure. I've had people comment that I'm being racist because sometimes I'll do like an Asian accent or a Jamaican accent or an African accent, but I'm not doing it to make fun of them. I'm doing it because I like the way it feels in my mouth doing the different accents and practicing the different accents. And I always think it's so impressive when you hear people do very, very authentic accents. And so like for me, that's one of my stims is I'm constantly in and out of accents all the time. Or like I'll be watching a show and somebody with an accent will talk, and then I'll act out a scene from that show in the accent to practice it. It's just something that I do all the time. So accents have always been a big thing for me. Voices were always a really big thing for me. My brother and I always had an ongoing thing when we were kids that I would do different voices for different characters and I would make him laugh, and it was always hilarious. When I started streaming, I would do Zelda and I would do all the different voices for all the different characters. So it's like that's always been something that's interesting to me. But it's insanely competitive to be a voice actor. It can be very, very hard to even like hear about auditions or see where auditions are being held and be able to send out for them. And now with everything that's happened with the pandemic, there's even more people jumping into it. So like the competition's gone up. But it would be something I would love to do. It would definitely be something I would love to do. That's why I do the characters on TikTok, because I think it's fun to do those different voices. But yeah, Preston, I actually, I was talking about this like about a week ago on, in theater school. We did a lot of yoga, and I miss doing that kind of stuff. What does it say? Precious item ahead. We would. You love accents? Yeah, me too. Me too. You do the SpongeBob voice? Mr. Krabs and Squidward? Yeah, see, and I don't really do other characters. I kind of just do my own. I've never been good at mimicking other people's voices, which is a skill in its own right, to mimic voices. I've never been good at that. But I always try to do different things. The one type of voice I've never been able to master in any way is doing a woman's voice. I can't, my voice just doesn't fall in the right spot to do them. I sound like a guy doing a girl's voice. So that's always been something I've struggled with, and I wish I could learn. And I've genuinely watched videos for, I don't want to say hours on end, but for long periods, trying to learn how to do a woman's voice, and I can't. My throat just doesn't sit there. I'm sure with like official training with a real, tutor, I'd be able to learn. But that's always been something I wanted to learn. And I've wanted to learn how to do an Australian accent. I cannot figure out an Australian accent to save my life. Yeah, Preston, I agree. I think yoga would be a good way for me to kind of get back into it, especially with the joint issues I've been having recently. I think right now, the biggest thing I need to kind of figure out is to get some... First, I want to try just like getting out and socializing a bit, getting back into theater and stuff. Cause like I've fallen into a point where like I'm alone all day long. Like I literally don't talk to anybody at all, including the people in the house. And so like I have nobody to kind of bounce my ideas off of, or like if I'm frustrated about something, I have nobody to turn to talk about it. Or like if I'm excited about something, I have nobody to talk to about it. So I'd like to get back into like theater and stuff just to be able to socialize. And if that doesn't happen, then I need to look into like maybe getting to see like a therapist or something just to have somebody to talk to. And I think that might help the motivation to kind of get back into self-care a bit more. But it's been like, I think that's kind of been a block for me, is that kind of kills your motivation, right? I'm down the street. I know, but I don't want to contact you just to bitch. You know what I mean? Because you've got a lot of stuff on your plate too, and it's not like we hang out every day for me to be able to kind of like vent to you when something goes wrong. And it's like anytime I would contact you, it would be to bitch, and it's like that. I don't want to do that either. And so at least if I'm like out and doing shows and like we're laughing and whatever, then if I vent, it's not like that's all I'm contacting somebody for. Instead, it's like, no, we're doing a bunch of stuff together, and then that just kind of comes with the territory. So it kind of, and I've been told by somebody that's all I ever do, and so it's like, no, I need to get out and kind of have other outlets, so then that isn't the only thing I ever talk about, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You'd take theater over therapy. I've had bad experiences with therapy. I've had really bad experiences, nautical soap, but therapy can be very good. You just need to find the right fit, because there are people that will not understand where you're coming from. And one of the issues that I've had is every therapist that I've had has been white, and they haven't had the same cultural background that I do. So they don't understand. They didn't understand. It's been years now, but they didn't understand where my viewpoint was. And so when I would bring something up, they would just throw it in my face and say that I was a liar, because they just didn't see it from my perspective. And I didn't even know that that was a thing until another therapist made a video specifically about that, talking about like if you don't have the same cultural understanding, they won't understand where you're coming from. And Alana is white, she's Canadian, and she is adopted. And so she doesn't have any comprehension of where I stand because I grew up with my family and I'm ethnic. And so she'll say things in the sense of like, well, you should just do this. And she just doesn't comprehend why I can't do what she says. And that's made it much clearer for me because she's not doing it in like a jerky way. She's not like saying it to be a dick, but she's saying it in a way of like she doesn't have that connection with her family and she doesn't have that cultural pressure that to her it's not a big deal, whereas to me it is a big deal. Something as simple as like dinner. We invited my parents over for Nora's birthday last year, and she was going to order pizza. My parents hate pizza, and so I was like, we need to come up with something else. And she couldn't comprehend why I would go out of my way to get an extra meal for my parents to eat. Because for her, it's like, well, they either eat what we have or they don't eat at all. And it's like, that's not how our culture works. And they're my parents. And so, like, I'm not going to disrespect my parents either. And so it's like, if she can't comprehend that and we live together, of course, a therapist who has no connection to me isn't going to understand when I cannot do something that they're telling me to do for my own health. So therapists can be very good. You just have to find the right therapist for you because your situation may not work with the way they think. Because in the end, therapists are humans. Whether they have the training or not doesn't affect the fact that they're humans. They have their own experiences and their own points of view. And sometimes they can help you see it from a different perspective. But if they don't understand your perspective, they may be pointing you in a direction that just will not work for you, right? And so like even now, I'm going to be 37 soon. And my parents still make me feel like trash when they judge me about decisions that I make. And not like, you know, decisions as in like I got a girl pregnant or decisions like I went and bought a house. They'll like make me feel like trash for like buying a new shirt or, you know, stuff like that. Or I'll walk into the house and I'm gonna be like, oh my God, you've gotten so fat. And for a lot of people, it's like, oh, I would tell her to F off. For me, it's like, no, it's my mom. I got to just deal with it. I just got to, yes, mom. And that's it. But you're a grown man, stand up to your mom. And it's like, but that's not how our culture works. Our culture works that I can be 60 and my mom will be 80 and I still have to be like, yes, mom, when she says something. And so it's like that can make a difference for a therapist as well. Yeah, Preston, for sure. Like I said, life has been pretty crap as far as mental health goes over the last little while. And with work, I've got like zero energy right now. But yeah, we do need to hang out soon. We do need to hang out soon for sure. See, mommy. Yeah, nautical soap. It's pretty much how it works, right? And so like some of it is definitely not right. Because my parents definitely have issues and they definitely raised us in a way that wasn't the healthiest. And there are things that I need to kind of set boundaries for and stuff, but I don't know how to do that. And so it's like I need to talk to a therapist, but I need to find one that understands where I'm coming from. Because I've had therapists like completely call me out in an inappropriate way, and that's left a bad taste in my mouth. But I'm older now. I'm much wiser now. I also understand more about myself. Because when I went to therapy, I didn't know where I was sitting. I didn't know, you know, that I had ADHD. I didn't know about spectrum issues. And so like now I've seen it with my nephew. He's got it. There are things that I see about my parents that I know my dad has ADHD, like severe ADHD, something that he denies vehemently. But I am 100% positive he's got it. And so it's like those things affect as well. So it's like when I walk into a therapy session, when I get around to it, when I can afford it, I'll be able to go in at least prepared with that. So I know what to look for and I know how to kind of expect certain things from them. So that'll make it a bit better. But yeah, I'd prefer being in theater and performing. But for me, it's more just getting out of my own way to allow myself to do more self-care. It's kind of like the first step in the process. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm not trying to cover my therapy with that. I know I need therapy, but at least that first step will get me going, if that makes sense. Yeah, you've been in a little bit of a rut. That really sucks, man, because you're always such a positive person. Have you been keeping busy with acting since? Because Mamma Mia is over now, right? Have you been doing anything else? Nice, nautical soap. Nice.
You're willing to make me a chrysalid. You're all on your own, are you? And heading to store enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Well, that makes us two. I don't have your. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off. I want to be like, I'm nothing.
My ears are all plugged and it's driving me crazy. Okay, we've got about 15 minutes before I have to stop. I haven't done anything. All I've done was talk. All I've done is talk. I'm sorry, everybody. And playing the waiting game. That's the part that was the hardest for me with the acting thing, is constantly having to find the energy to look for auditions, go out for auditions, send out for auditions, and then never hear back. It's so hard. I think that was probably one of the things that I would have struggled with if had I become like a full-time actor. That would have been one of the things that I would have just not done well with. Because I am far, far too impatient. Talking to her again? Okay. Okay, we've been. You've been going to a few. They're probably still very limited with the in-person auditions, right? That's good, Nautical Soap. That's good.
I know. Can you take this little
That's where I got the jellyfish.
thing dessert? And this will be glad of your company. You were willing to make me a chrysalid.
Last stream I said that I got a jellyfish and I couldn't remember where it was from. Now that's where it is. Okay. But yeah, I do miss auditioning in general though. I miss the going into a room and trying out stuff like that. It's obviously way, way easier and way less competitive in community theater. I think in the last 10 plus years, the show that I auditioned for at the Fire Hall was probably like the 4th show that I didn't get cast in, and the other 3 were for professional shows in Toronto. But in this region, every show I've auditioned for, I've gotten. So it was the first time I had been like officially rejected. And even then, he offered me like a small side bit role or whatever, and I refused that only because I didn't want to have the time commitment, and then, you know, I didn't want to commit to just having 2 or 3 lines and then spending all night at the theater doing nothing. But obviously, community theater is a bit easier to get through, and so I've always had that kind of the safety net, I guess, that I could audition and I knew that I would probably get a role, so it wasn't as scary. I probably wouldn't enjoy it so much when you get rejected 90% of the time, but still, I miss the whole process. I miss the whole process. Yazzie boy, hello, how you doing? Welcome. I do. I like everybody. Crap, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Jack, how has life been treating you? You just wanted to sing for them again? Drayton. I want to say... Did Drayton... No. No, it wasn't... No, it wasn't Drayton. Was it Drayton that just did Adam's Family? No, it wasn't Drayton. It's been so long. One of my friends auditioned. I want to say it was Drayton, but his son also auditioned. His son professionally acts. His son's a little kid. Little, he's like 14 now, but at the time he was like 11. And he was doing a show at Drayton when I was doing Matilda. And I want to say the dad auditioned for Drayton and did Adam's Family, but I don't know if it was Drayton. And then they like postponed it because it was supposed to happen while COVID hit. And then they just recently did it. Recently, like within the last 6 months or so. But I can't remember if it was Drayton or not. Okay, so it was Mamma Mia that was at Drayton. Okay. I'm being very careful with that. I know, Ewan, it's probably driving you crazy and I'm just kind of standing around doing nothing. Yes, scumbag scruffle. This is my very first playthrough, but I spent most of it just kind of trying to level up a little bit and wandering around doing nothing. Because I don't actually know what I'm doing. I have to leave in about 10 minutes, though. Oh, who was that? Who did that? All right, who hit me? Oh, you. Yeah, Jack, I've been missing your face. I've been missing your face, but yeah, I think the pandemic kind of, like, everybody that we all met during the pandemic made it kind of easy to forget that people had a life before the pandemic, and that, like, now that not that the pandemic's over, but now that life's kind of found a way to go back to some kind of normalcy post emergency. I'm trying to say it without saying that the pandemic's over, because it's not over. It's a stark reminder that, like, we aren't like full-time streamers. It wasn't that we were all streamers because that's what we've always wanted to do and always could do. It's we were streamers because we had the time. And now everybody's kind of gone back to life and they don't always have the time, which kind of sucks. So there's a lot of faces, Jack, that I miss seeing at streams and stuff that I used to see all the time, and it's like now they're all not that everybody's gone, it's just that they've gone back to life and we don't get to see each other. And then, like, even for me, I've had to switch the way my schedule was, and it's like that's not conducive to seeing the same faces either. Long hello, how hair? I don't know what you're saying with how hair. Are you saying, like, how did I go from no hair to hair? I have this magic power where I can grow hair. It just costs a few $100 and a session at a salon. Oh, what does that mean? Isn't it, Preston? Like, it's life, right? It's now part of life. But yeah, it's not over, and, like, the numbers are still really high as hospitalizations keep going and people are still getting infected all the time. But the news isn't getting as many views from it. People got burnt out from hearing about it all the time, and the government is trying to hide how bad things are going so they don't lose the momentum that they have in doing what they're doing, if that makes sense. He's got the same nose I do. I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain. Yes, Jake, it's my first time. I didn't even know this person had a name. I'm gonna die. I'm okay with that. I've got 10 minutes, so we're gonna try once and then I have to stop. Thank you so much, Nautical Soap. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. I wasn't prepared for this. Help me, boys. Ouch. Jump off the edge. That'd be cool. Whoa, I almost rolled off the edge. Thanks, yo mama. Ugh. That was my super fast reflexes dodging right there. I'm getting raided right as I'm about to end. I can't see the raid though. The window's blocked. I'm sorry. Hello, whoever that was. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I'm streaming on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube all at the same time, but my TikTok window is blocking my Twitch window. I'm sorry. And thank you for the follow. My alerts aren't showing up on TikTok either. I'm sorry. Thank you for following. Hey! Micromanager, how you doing, man? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. What were you playing? How are things going? I had prepared a Stitch to your Stitch about... hold on, I'm trying not to die. About people totally missing what a hook is in a video. And I screen recorded it and I was going to comment and then post my video on it. Except I didn't make sense in the video, so I couldn't post it. Oh god! Oh god! Why do you have to talk so casually as you're killing me? That makes me feel so much worse about myself. I'm so underpowered for this fight. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, I'm out. Oh, this isn't good. I'm dead. Dang it. Starla, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming by. N-E, I don't know how to say your name. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome. How are you? Yeah, I saw that you took some time off. Were you able to figure out all the stuff that you were trying to get prepared during that week off? You can... Okay, I don't know how to summon people in this game. I don't actually know how to summon anybody. I need bread, milk, butter, eggs. I'm going to make a cake. It's going to be chocolate. You died before I told you the best part. You're still working on stuff. Oh, I know that feeling. Oh, I know that feeling. Before the fog wall. I'm on PC, actually. I'm on PC. Okay, I'm gonna look at the gold summon sign, but I'm not gonna actually do it. Oh, is this what it is? Oh. Hey, it's Big Hat Logan. I do have to stop. I have to pick up my daughter from work. Or from school, sorry. Yeah, micromanager. That was the big thing that I I saw it on TikTok. That was the big thing that I don't miss from like pursuing this more aggressively, is constantly having to be creative. I'm really bad at it. Unless I'm like in that mindset, I suck at coming up with those things. That's why I removed everything now, which financially hasn't been good, but stress wise, so much better. So much better. Yo mama, thank you so much for the follow. I need to craft. Wait, what do I need to craft? What do I need to craft? Oh god, what do I need to craft? Bottom of the leaderboard. Thank you so much for the follow. That's what you do in bursts. Yeah, I thought you would kind of get it. Yeah, I'm so bad at it, and it just, for me, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I have to get going because I have to pick up my daughter from school in about 5 minutes, so I can't stick around. For me, the big thing was I work full time, and I was doing streaming. Streaming was bringing in money, but it was bringing in about half of what I earned monthly at work is what I was getting from streaming. A little bit more than half. So it wasn't enough for me to quit my job to be able to live off streaming, but I wasn't putting enough time into streaming to make more money. And because I couldn't make more money, I couldn't quit my job. And because I couldn't quit my job, I couldn't have more time for streaming. And so it was just like that vicious circle. So it turned into feeling guilty that the time I was spending on streaming wasn't paying off the way that I needed it to. And so I was not paying enough attention to the family, but I felt guilty because the money coming in wasn't enough to justify not paying attention to the family. And so it was like that double-edged sword, and so it was just too much. And that's why first I stepped away, because I needed to dedicate more time to the family. And now that I'm back, it's like, no, I'm going with nothing, so that way I don't have to feel bad. And if I do make money, then cool. And if I don't make money, I don't feel bad because I didn't dedicate an immense amount of time to it. You know, I spend 2 or 3 hours streaming, and that's it. And then I spend, a couple of hours a week on TikTok, and that's it. I don't have to worry about like feeling guilty that, oh my God, I spent 5 hours a day, every day on this, and I'm not making what I make at work. And so I can't quit my job. You know what I mean? Yeah, micromanager. And that's exactly it. When you've got so much on your plate, you feel bad for doing this. And that's where I was. But, now I don't have my band anymore. I'm not acting anymore. I work by myself. So this is the only social interaction I get. So I need to do this. But I don't want any of that pressure behind it. But yes, anybody who is new, who's kind of just watching right now, I stream a couple times a week. Well, I stream 3 times a week. Twice at around this time, and 1 time a week way later. Like right now it's 2:30 in the afternoon for me. On Thursdays, I'm streaming at about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and we're doing horror streams, so there's a lot of screaming and me freaking out and stuff. I'm live on all 3. on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you're on those platforms, feel free to follow me. Same name on all of them, and that might make it easier for me to for you to catch me live. We're doing Elden Ring here, and on Thursdays we're doing Resident Evil, and so that's kind of where we're sitting right now. Lots of variety stuff. And yeah, I'm kind of hit and miss with the schedule only because I've been sick recently, but I'm trying to stick to a fairly steady schedule. Hey, Quinn, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. Tara, hello. Nice to see you. I'm literally just ending. I got to go pick up Nora. But yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. We have a new girl working for us on Fridays. This week is going to be another mess because my brother's off on vacation and I got to cover him a whole bunch at work. So I'm still, I should still be okay to stream my regular times. But it's going to be pretty messy. But then in like 2 weeks, we've got this new girl covering, so I have Thursday, Fridays off. So that's going to make it easier for me to stay on schedule. But we'll see what happens, right? It's going to be crazy. I appreciate that, Tara. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're keeping yourself nice and busy, but in a good way. In a good way. Nice, Gregory. Gregory, you're literally joining right as I'm leaving. No, S, not tonight. Not today. I'll be back tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I'll be back on Thursday with Resident Evil. We'll be back for Elden Ring on Friday. That's the plan anyway. Hear that? It's oh no, it's over here. Hear it? It's the alarm telling me shut up and go. But yeah, we'll be back on Friday with some Elden Ring. Hopefully, as long as everything stays on schedule the way it's supposed to. And then we'll continue with that. Hopefully I'll be able to get up earlier for Friday's stream so I can actually stream for a couple of hours rather than just like an hour and a half. But yeah. And I have a reminder. Yes, perfect. All right, everybody, have yourselves a really great day. Like I said, I will be back Friday. If you do want to watch some Resident Evil, I'll be back on Thursday, but it'll be way later, about 8 hours later than now. So for people in the other side of the world, like Europe and all that, you're looking at like early in the morning Friday. That is when I'll be live, and hopefully you all be able to catch me. And we'll be able to hang out. If not, I'll be live on Friday. Europe, it'll be Friday evening. On our side of the planet, it's going to be more like Friday afternoon-ish. But yeah. Gregory, yes, I am on all three. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok right now, actually. So I actually have it formatted so everybody can kind of see it the way it should be seen rather than it like being all compressed and stretched in the wrong ways. But yeah, I'm on all three. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm really sorry that it's such a short stream. Last night was insane at work. But yeah, I will see you all soon. And yeah, let me say goodnight to TikTok. TikTok, thank you so much. Have a good day. See you soon. Bye-bye. All right, and Twitch, YouTube, thank you all for being here. Micromanager, thank you for the raid. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry that you guys caught me right at the end. I got to get going. I have no choice. I got to pick up my daughter or else she'll be really upset with me if I'm not, there to pick her up because dad's got to do what dad's got to do. All right. Have yourselves a great day. Love you all. And hopefully I'll see you soon.